All right, just getting to the house and boom, what do we got going on here? Oh boy. So the back door on the box truck is not looking too good. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I have tried to jerry rig this thing a couple of different times. I've actually got some screws in it right now. It's probably actually okay. But I'm not going to take the box truck today. Every time that I take this thing, I'm fearful that the back door is going to come flying off of this. So pretty soon, I'm going to do a tutorial video, or at least a video trying to showcase me attempting to rebuild this back door. But that's not what I really want to show you guys. What I really want to show you is up inside of this. You can see all the trash from yesterday. We got bags, old HVAC ductwork, more bags back in there. Just a whole bunch of stuff that was up in the house that I got cleaned out of there. But I'm sharing this with you guys because I want to know, y'all think we should do a video going through all of this trash? God only knows what we would find in these bags and boxes. I probably don't even want to know. All right, folks, so taking my squeaking truck today. I loaded up some tools in this thing, and we got plenty of tools over at the house, and today is actually day number 2 of Joe's do the damn job yourself. So we're heading over to the house. It's about 12 o'clock noon. Had to get some videos filmed at the house, so that's why I'm getting these late starts. We do the Bobo as well. I'm honestly thinking about doing the Bobo from the house sometime in the near future. But regardless, I've got my notebook, and on this notebook, I've got a pretty extensive punch out list with a bunch of work that needs to get done in the house. So I don't know what I'll get done off of this list, if anything. A lot of this stuff on this list is a little bit above my skill set, but damn it, I got my phone, and I'm sure there's a YouTube video where we can figure this stuff out. I mean, really, how hard can it be? So we're heading over to the house right now, and let's see what we're able to get done today. All right, just getting to the house, and boom, what do we got going on here? Oh boy. All right, I just unlocked the door. I wanted to get the camera. I saw that when I rolled up. All right, well, got a list of shit to try to get done, and let's get some light on in here. It's kind of cold. It's pretty freaking freezing. All right. So I had my guys come and board up our window. I didn't want any water getting through. We had some rain, and it doesn't look like any water has been getting through. All right. A lot of things on the list for today. What in the world is this, though? Boy, they make sure that ain't going nowhere. Court documents enclosed. What in the hell could this be? Boy, this is a mail time that is kind of unexpected. Let me set this up so we can look at this together. All right. What we got up in here? Charges is what it looks like. What? Oh man, that's crazy. Damn. So funny thing about it is this ain't got nothing to do with Brian. This ain't got nothing to do with nothing, except for at the very beginning of this project, one of the first things that we did was we brought a company out to do a foundation inspection, and they tried to charge me $8,000. I signed a contract and I canceled the contract. I thought I had 3 days up until when they were about to start the work to cancel it. Turns out I only had 3 days after I signed the contract. Anyways, this is a warrant for debt. I don't know if you guys can see that right there. You probably can't. Warrant for debt from this DEMFing crawl space company for $500 with a 6% interest from the date of DOJ, date on something. They suing me. Like, oh man, I ought to go to court and try to fight this. I ought to get me a lawyer and try to fight this. To dispute this claim, you must appear on the return date. Damn, they done took charges out on me. Well, hey, whatever. I can pay this and we'll be done with that, I would imagine. It ain't like it's criminal. It's just a civil thing. Whatever. So what would happen if I didn't pay that? Let's talk about that real quick. I honestly just hope that they would forget about the situation. I said that I was going to pay them, but then one thing happened after another thing over here at this house, and I was just like, yo, forget that. I didn't pay it. So if I didn't pay that, what would end up happening is they would put a mechanic's lien, they would, because they've already gone this far. They'd put a mechanic's lien on this house for their piss ass $500. So whenever I sell the house, they get their money off tops. But I can call and get that resolved. That was scary though. I pulled up to the house and that's on the door. They was trying to serve me papers, but I don't live here. All right, enough excitement there. Jesus, that's crazy. Folks, I've got a whole punch out list of things that need to get done. I'll show you that real quick. Here's the list. I made this last night after I left here. Living room switch, straighten out the light fixture. That's right there. That light fixture is all jacked up. We need a living room switch right there. I'm going to attempt to do that. The exhaust fan in the bathroom was working, and then after the crack smoking epidemic, that's no longer working, so I need to figure that out. The garbage disposal switch does not work. I don't know what's going on with that. The old dishwasher outlet, which is the outlet way back there on the bottom, that's not working. Need to figure that out. Wire up the stove outlet. That's going to be a little bit of a job right there. So I'll figure that out. The subfloor in the hallway. Folks, I showed you guys this the other day. You can kind of see it right there. That stuff is all messed up. I need to pull that up, see what's going on under there. And the list goes on. We don't got to go through the whole list. There's a whole bunch of stuff on this list. This is just my initial punch out list. There's also all sorts of stuff up in the attic that I need to get up out of here, but we'll get to that. My game plan is to just pick something on this list. I'm going to start with that switch over there and see if I can figure out this situation. Now, here's the crazy thing. All right, I don't want to touch any of this because all of this is live. So, this switch right here is for the outside porch light. And it looks like we've got enough wire in here for another switch. This looks like it's the wire. I know this is the wire for that right there. There's the wire. But how is it that the light is on and there ain't a damn switch in here? I guess they got it hardwired is what it looks like. I can see it. So I can see that. So they've got a couple of those white wires are the hot wires. Are they the hot wires? No. Those black wires are the hot wires and those white wires are the negatives. And then we've got our ground. So what they've done is they've just ran all of this together and that's why that's working. I wonder if I flip the switch, that light should have gone off, right? Huh. Okay. I don't really want to mess with this too much while the power's on. There's our wire right there. It's definitely ran down. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to kill power, watch me a couple of YouTube videos, and try to figure this situation out. I asked for this job in particular to be done when I was going to Lowe's. And you guys already know how that turned out. I came back. That guy was not down here. He was up there. And then the rest is history. So this shouldn't be too hard to figure out, right? Well, let's see if we can get to it. All right, well, I said I was going to show you when I got done, but I guess I'm just going to show you as I attempt to get through this. So I cut off the breaker for the power here. Our light is off. I can see our wire running down, and then in here, you guys can't see this, but I can see a bunch of the wires, and they're all, God bless it, they're all, you got old wires coming through, and then the new wires coming through, and everything seems like it's wired up together. So what I'm hoping is I can figure out where the new wires are at, right? Figure out where the new wires are at, and hopefully I can run, you know, just the new wires to the new switch, and hopefully that works. But I'm guaranteeing that there could be an issue there because, again, everything is connected. So regardless, I'm gonna try my hand on this and see if I can figure this out and see if we can get this right. How is there 2 black wires to this switch? That's crazy. I would imagine it would need to be a black wire and a white wire, and then there's the ground. The hell? And why is the ground from the new wire coming to that switch? All right, so conclusion here. I put my little notes up here for what this switch is supposed to do. You got your white neutral, you've got your hot, which is your black, and then your ground wire, which is how this switch, oh, I forgot the power was off. I thought I was about to zap myself. Which is how the switch is supposed to be ran, but why do I see 2 hot wires and then a ground? So I'm gonna leave this alone because I'm not finding an additional ground for the outside light. They're using the ground from this wire, which ain't got nothing to do with the outside light. So I just don't know. Maybe I could just put a ground on that, but this is just a little too complicated for me. So instead of trying to waste a whole bunch of time on this, I'm just gonna leave this well enough alone and try to move on to something else on the list. I'm just no good at this. I'm gonna be honest with you. I got a lot of learning to do, and you know, I hope by me sharing this with you guys, maybe you guys can give me some pointers. So, because I couldn't figure out the front switch situation, I moved on to something else on the list. I thought it would be easy, and that was hooking up this outlet right here, which is the outlet for the stove, okay? But on the back of this outlet, we've got 4 places where wire can go in. And I've also got the instructions for it right here too. And it tells me that there's 2 hot wires that are supposed to come into this, a ground and then a neutral. But then when I look at the damn wire that we've ran for the stove, we've got 3 wires. We've got our black, which is our hot, our white, which is our neutral, and then our copper wire right there, which is our ground. Now, I don't know if you can wire this up with only 3 wires, you know, 1 hot wire instead of the 2, or do we need an entirely different wire for this? Is this the wrong wire? I don't know. I don't honestly know. Maybe you can do that. And the reason why I'm not going to even mess with this is because I've got no way to test the stove. Yeah, we've got a stove, but we don't have the cord on it. And in fact, the cord is right there. There's the cord right there that needs to get hooked up. I'm sure that's pretty easy to do. But what I don't want to do is I don't want to do anything that's going to cause, you know, something to pop, blow a line. Then we got to rerun the entire line. So I'm going to hold off on that until I can do a little bit of research and figure that out. Moving on. All right, we're going to get something done over here. So let's go up into the bathroom. Our room that we consider to be the closest toward completion. I had a bunch of work get done in here electrically. I know some people said these outlets ain't straight. It's as easy as just unscrewing and then straightening them up. What's hard is finding an outlet plate cover that has the square box and then the 2 circles. I found it, but I can't find it in stores. I found it online. Just the other day, I think it was Friday, the exhaust fan was working. It was working. But we've got the breaker on. I know which breaker it is. Nothing. Now it doesn't work. Damn, Joe, you dumb. Okay, I can scratch that off the list. That does work. Let's go ahead and test this right here. Make sure we got power. Y'all, I could have swore it was the bottom one. It's supposed to be the bottom one that's for the exhaust fan. But whatever, as long as the damn thing works, I'm okay with that. All right, I got this little plug thing. You plug it into the outlet and it lights up a bunch of different colors to tell you if it's working. So let's plug it in. Okay, we got two orange lights, and 2 orange lights means correct. If you guys can see that right there. So that's perfect. Bottom outlet, perfect. Well, at least this is squared away. All right, I can straighten that up. That's no problem. So that's that. All right. I've got an outlet right here that I can't stand how crooked that is. I might be able to try to figure that situation out. And I've also got some subfloor right here that is definitely jacked up. So I need to try to cut this out and figure out what we can do here. So, sharing all of that with you guys, let me attempt to get to work. I can't believe I was hitting the wrong switch. I can literally mark one thing off on my list. One thing, hey, guess what? Exhaust fan, check. That's okay. All right, let's try to get something done. Finally, we can do something. All right. So, here I am. Got the wrong tools for this gig. Look at this little baby ass pry bar that ain't worth nothing. I was able to get a little bit of this up. I don't really want to take this trim off unless I have to, but I want to see what this subfloor is looking like, because folks, way down there you can see we got some problems. So if I can get this out of here, we can see what we got going on. How far are you gonna pull this up, Joe? Well, only enough to see that right there. All that's rotted. And it's rotted over there too. So we're gonna go ahead and work on tearing up whatever we gotta tear up right here to see whatever needs to be fixed under here. So I'll get back with you guys in a couple of minutes once I get this torn out and we can see the extent of the damage. All right, I've torn out just a couple of boards and you can see, folks, we got some decent rot going on right here. All rotted out, I mean all the way. So I don't know how far this is gonna go. So what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna get my skill saw and I'm gonna cut a decent, because I feel like it's back in here too. I'm gonna cut a decent chunk of this out. Actually, I feel like it's only right in this area. I'll peel it back a little bit more, and then in here we'll just see how much we actually gotta pull up to see what all we gotta do under here. So let's see how far this damage really goes. All right, well, it's crazy because on Friday we came over here and we thought we had major problems with our floor, and we thought our major problems were right here, and turns out wasn't any problems. Ironically enough, I get to cutting into the floor, into the bathroom, or right in the hallway outside of the bathroom, folks, and we've got some problems. All right, let me see if I can show you this well enough without stepping on all of this old wood floor that I've torn up. We've got like some, look at these old ass nails. Like these are like those old building a flagship type of nails right here. Folks, all of this in here is super, super rotted. And it's right under the wall by the bathroom, and it is bad. I mean, it is super bad. Folks, I literally just put my hand right here. I literally barely pushed, and that, like, look, that just broke. So yeah, can you imagine if we would have never got to this? I guess we're finding this pretty late in this project, but thank God we're finding it now. So I'm using the skill saw and I'm cutting down here, and really this problem is, it's pretty deep on this front wall of this front bedroom. So it doesn't go the full extent to the closet, I don't think, but I'm gonna be cutting this up until, you know, we get to where it's not rotted at. And absolutely, I mean, it's pretty imperative that we get this fixed ASAP. So that's where we're at right now. I didn't expect it to be this bad. It didn't look that bad when I was showing it to you, like initially, but it's horrible. I mean, this is about as bad as you can expect it to be. So I'm gonna continue trying to get this cut out, and hopefully I'm gonna get this to a place where there's no more rot, and hopefully that doesn't entail cutting this floor all the way to that wall and all the way under this wall. My God, how bad is this problem really? Guess we're gonna find out. Whew. All right, I ain't there yet, but folks, we're getting in there. Check this out. Look at that big old hole right there. That hole's about to get a hell of a lot bigger. Hell of a lot bigger. But what I wanted to show you, I'm really having a bitch of a time trying to get this up, is folks, look at this. Like, what in the hell is that? It looks like some kind of growth underneath the floor. Like, what is that? Good Lord, it comes out way out there. It could be some kind of glue or sealer or something like that. But if you ask me, I think I just found out where that coronavirus is coming from. Okay, all right. So here's where we are. And I can't go no further because the batteries in my saw are dead. I'm missing a battery, so that's nice. But both of the batteries that I have, they're both dead. I worked those pretty solidly trying to cut all this out. This has not been easy to tear out, but it is what it is. I honestly think, and I'm hoping, that the rot is gonna end, you know, right in this area. So I don't think I gotta go no further because I'm actually seeing wood, and that's solid. That's not rotted. It's not even doing anything. All right, so here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna try to remove as much of this rot as I can. We got a joist, excuse me. We got a joist right here. There's our joist. And there's some white mold on that guy right there. So we got a joist right there. It's definitely gonna have to come back. I don't know how far these joists are apart, 16 inches, 12 inches, something like that. So we're gonna go halfway on the next joist. That way when we go to do the subfloor, we're going joist to joist. And I don't even know, oh, I can see some joist action over there too. So hopefully we're gonna be able to slide in the new subfloor. That sounds a lot easier said than done, but here's where we are for today. And I'm gonna go ahead and attempt to tear out what I can of this without any batteries on my saws. Just try to tear out whatever's rotted, get a better look at that joist situation, see how far over the next joist is that way, and probably call it a day. Because there really ain't too much more I can do until I can cut back and cut more and all of that. It's about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I got over here probably about 1, maybe 12, I can't remember. I ain't been over here for too long. And in the time that I've been over here, we showed up to a notice on the door. I'm basically getting sued, or there's a judgment against me, so that's something. And we attempted to, you know, play with a little bit of electrical, which I'm gonna leave that alone. Do a lot more research and probably wait till I hear what you guys have to say. Maybe you guys can give me some pointers in the comments section of what's going on. I would hate to think that with that front light, we got to not rerun, but we need to fish and run a new electrical wire just like that one to the porch light, because there's some old electrical wire that's still ran for that porch light. But neither here nor there. I got a battery on the charger. I also had 2 chargers. I had 3 batteries and 2 chargers, and now I've got 2 batteries and 1 charger. And you can see my battery, it's probably nowhere even near being charged yet. So my batteries are dead. There's not a whole hell of a lot I can do with this, but I do want to show you guys. Look at this. Here's what we cut out. And here's how bad it is. And again, I'm hopeful that this whole rot is going to stop, you know, somewhere right here. It does not feel nowhere near as bad in this area. It doesn't feel bad, is what I'm saying. But I'm not going to sit over here and wait for those batteries to charge. I'm just going to go ahead and wrap it up. I did get a decent amount of stuff done, and tomorrow I'm going to come over here more correct. I don't have everything that I need today. I don't have any blades for the Sawzall. The Sawzall would make it a lot easier. What I want to do is I want to cut out one of these boards, see where the next joist is, and then cut back again to about halfway on that joist. That way when we put the new subfloor in, we're halfway on the joist, and we're going to get up under up under, oh my God, that used to be a joist. But I know we've sistered that up with something. I know there's another joist there somewhere. It might be way over there, damn. But regardless, we're gonna get all this cut out. I'm gonna get all of this cut out and we'll get it squared away. But look at this. One other thing I wanna show you guys is no mess. There's the trash bag. Clean up after your damn self. That's one thing I learned from being a laborer. Nobody wanted me to leave a mess anywhere. How come every time I've had work going on in here, this place has been left as a disaster? Didn't dudes ever get any proper labor training, like home training? Obviously not. Everybody was just looking for the payday. Also, I'm standing in the back bedroom right now. Where all that damage was in the front bedroom. Folks, right down in this area, I don't feel like moving all of this insulation, but right down here, there could be a little something going on there. So I'm gonna peel the wig back on this floor in this corner and see if anything needs to be repaired there also. And just keep this in mind too, all of this water damage and this rot is right where, the bathroom is. So it's pretty evident they had some monster leaking going on in this house, probably from where the sink was at, and then in that back bedroom is right behind the tub. But one thing about it, old Joe's on the job now. And I'll be damned if I'm gonna let this place just continue to be this avalanche going down a mountain. This did not start out as a pebble at the top of the hill. This started out as a full-fledged avalanche. And it's time to rein this thing in and get it under control, and that's why I'm here, and that's what I'm hopeful of doing. I'm gonna take my little souvenir baggie that the police department left. So here's this. Take this with me. I'm gonna go read over the contract that I've got from this foundation company. See if I've got any fight in this. I've got a court date, folks. I've got to go to court for this. So I'm thinking about just going to the court date and trying to fight the damn thing. Hey, look, I didn't really understand what the guy was saying when I was signing the contract. This dude was a salesman. His job was to get my signature on that paper. And I could justify this 1,000,001 different ways, but at the end of the day, I'm the one responsible for it. I signed the damn paper. I'm responsible for it. But it still might not be a bad idea to try to fight this thing. We're talking about $500 and something here. $500 plus $58 in court fees? No sirree. I talked to my wife about it. She said, well, maybe the judge will lower it. Instead of $500, maybe $100. But you guys let me know what you think about that situation as well. And I'm gonna go ahead and wrap things up at the house. Get on out of here and come back tomorrow more correct and more prepared to tackle this subfloor. I've got my punch out list. I've got my general contractor ready to begin on Thursday. It's Tuesday as I'm filming this. My general contractor just had surgery, so a very special shout out to this guy. He's been talking me through all of these disasters that have been, especially as of late. So I'm gonna be looking forward to getting this guy in here and getting him on some things. He wants to tackle that subfloor, but I kind of want to do that. So we'll see. I feel like it's been a productive day over here. So thanks for accompanying me here on Felon Flippers.